Wait, can you call me? I have no idea how to do this.
Same. I'm coming over.
Let's discuss. We got this.
I guess we're both just
Kinda new here? Wait.
Welcome to Kinda New Here.
Hey, we're figuring out life together in real time.
And we're figuring out this show together in real time.
Oof.
We made it to our second episode. Congratulations.
I know, I'm really proud of us.
Me too. Here we are, Kinda New to Breakups is the theme for today. But before we get into breakups, I think we should talk about how we even got here.
Yeah,
Because we did it.
we really did it. And if you guys don't notice, we have new mics.
We do. We're kind of new to microphones.
Kind of new to microphones because last week we had a bit of a microphone issue.
We had a lot of issues last week. And I
Yeah.
feel like since this is a show about being new, figuring things out, we should be honest about what went down last week for our first episode that we've worked so hard to put together.
Well, other than our YouTube getting deactivated,
30 minutes before we went live.
we finished recording, we loved the episode, and we went back to watch our live. And not only was the quality so blurry, but you also couldn't hear us. And we were so excited about our rhinestoned hairbrush mics
With our names on them.
but you couldn't hear us. So we actually
What did we do?
we had to re-record.
Yeah. So if you saw our YouTube video after the fact that you weren't watching live and you're someone who watches later and you watched the video you saw was not the real live,
We mimicked what we had done. Nothing changed.
except for we were crumbling inside. We should be actresses.
Yeah, we did 2 hour basically a 2 hour live back to back.
Yeah, it was our first time. And keep in mind, we don't have a producer. We don't have a social media person. We don't have a tech
We have
person.
nothing.
We have each other
Truly.
and our new microphones. So I'm really happy about that. Oh, and even as we go,
We're glitching.
we're glitching on TikTok. So hopefully we're here on YouTube working it out. Imagine it's like, can anyone just also chime in on TikTok if you can make sure you see us on YouTube? We'd love a report back because literally figuring out in real time. And speaking of, this is a live show.
yeah,
And I feel like we should get into
what that means.
what our live show really is. There's so many podcasts, and I love podcasts. I mean, I'm an avid podcast listener.
Me too.
I've always wanted a podcast. You've always wanted a podcast.
Since I was little.
Me too.
Before podcasts were podcasts.
Right. When I'd listen to the radio show, I would want to be on the radio. And so our live show was born just by wanting to have an uncut, unfiltered conversation. We feel like nobody's doing it.
Yeah. And I think something that we really wanted to do was we wanted it to be like a weekly talk show
Mhm.
that you could listen to live. And that doesn't really exist.
I
There's
know.
nothing that I watch personally or consume or listen to where that exists. And so we've decided to build this live podcast avenue of sorts.
Yes. And you can call it a podcast. We're calling it a live talk show, digital show that you can find on social media.
Yeah, it's a live weekly talk show on social media. It's interactive, it's unfiltered, it's raw.
And you know what? I think I should just be honest and say we're glitching on our TikTok and
I
let's just
know.
fix it. I'm going
Okay.
to fix it right now because we want this to be good. And I'm removing Kinda New Here
That's
as
fine.
the co-host.
Okay.
You're the only co-host I need, you know?
Yeah.
So goodbye to you,
To
and
you and you.
How do you even do that?
I don't know.
Okay. So never mind. We tried.
I think we can try. I think we can turn that one off.
I think so too. And what's funny is that we haven't even recorded the video. Welcome to our show.
live.
Welcome to Kinda New Here.
We're figuring it out together in real time.
I'm proud of us.
Me too. Are we still glitching?
I think so. I think what I'm going to do really quickly is just, remove this. I'm going to start this live over,
Okay.
Right. Might as well. Please, give us some grace, you guys. We're
We
just
really don't. We
learning.
wish we had a producer to press all of these buttons for us.
Alrighty.
So
Well,
this
so
week,
it's funny because we're talking about what went wrong last week.
and there's still so many things going on wrong.
There's so
wrong
many
this
things
week.
going wrong this week,
Yeah.
but it's okay because we're here.
Yeah, we
And-
made it,
We're here. We made it.
and we'll learn each time.
Exactly. No one's judging us, and that's our whole purpose. We're not judging you guys for being new. You're not judging us, and we want to know what is it that you're figuring out. Because I think week by week, the more we do this, the more professional we're gonna become, the more amazing we're gonna be.
Yeah.
That we'll laugh about this.
Yes. Oh, remember those times when our cameras glitched?
Remember that time we forgot to press record?
I mean, we're surrounded by screens right now. It's really funny.
Yeah, we have
There's 5 of us.
5 of us
at every angle.
and I love it.
Yeah, me too.
Every girl's dream.
Every girl's dream.
Okay, well, we should get into our first segment,
which is
the high, the low,
and the lesson.
This is a segment that we're going to do before our main topic. We want to go through our weeks, reflect, and talk about one thing that we were new to. It could be small, it could be big, it could be funny, it could be crazy, and pull away the high, the low, and the lesson.
Yeah.
So I guess I'll go first.
Go for it.
So I was kind of new this week to hosting. Not hosting a radio show, not hosting a live show.
Well, that too.
Not hosting a digital show. I was hosting people at my new apartment. If you guys tuned in last week, you know that I was new to building the bench that I sit on when I put my shoes on. But this week, I had all my friends on different days just come over to my house. And this was really monumental for me because I have been living in disarray, I want to say, for months. And before that, I shared an apartment with someone else. And so I'd have people over. It's like, do we hang in my room? Do we hang in the middle area? What do we do? Where do we go? This is my first own space to myself where I have a couch now.
You're an adult. You're all grown up.
I got a table. I built chairs. I have a bench. And so people came over every single day, different groups of friends. And it was really nice. The high was that it was like, I have a place where people want to come to without me even inviting them. They're just like, should we just come over?
That means it feels like home to them too.
I know. And so that was a really...
It's a testament to your character.
Oh, thank you. I thought it was a testament to my new couch.
Oh, well, that too.
Yeah.
Character's stronger then.
I relate deeply to my couch. And yeah, it was a really big high for me to know that not only do I finally feel safe here, but the people that I love feel safe in my space.
I love that.
The low was I was exhausted this weekend. We did our live show last week for the first time and it took the life out of me. And I was getting I thought I was maybe getting sick. At one point when my friends were over, I went to the bathroom to pee. And while I was in there, I was just like, should I just get ready for bed now? Because
how do I kick my friends out?
Nicely, and I wasn't even thinking that. It's like, when I was washing up, I was like, you know what? They're for sure going to think I'm kicking them out. But it's more so I'm so comfortable in my home. Let me just get ready while you guys are here.
Yeah.
You're part of it.
Yeah.
But I came out and they're all like, are you telling us to get the hell out?
You're like, yeah.
And I was like, no, I swear. But yeah, you can leave. Kidding. So the lesson, I would just say that it's the people that make the home.
I agree with that.
Versus what's inside. I was so nervous about not having everything. You know, I don't have a martini glass set yet. I don't have a bar cart. Maybe I don't have all the right glassware or snacks, but they didn't care. They didn't notice that.
They just
we were
wanted
all
to be
together.
there to be with you.
We watched the Grammys, ate pizza, and had a good time.
I love that.
So that was my high-low lesson.
Well, my high-low lesson was funny. It's a story I actually haven't told you.
Oh.
So we were exhausted, as Rachel said. I went to Mexico this weekend for a good friend's wedding, which was so much fun. But I was standing in line at customs, and the customs line was very long where we landed. And I don't speak Spanish, but I understand Spanish. And I got yelled at by the customs patrol. Are they patrol?
The customs border
control
agent.
Yes, the customs border agent. I got yelled at. He was screaming in Spanish to get off my phone.
Were you going through customs?
Yes, I was we had already actually gone through, like, my passport was already stamped, but you know that final part where it's like you press the button. Are you going to get green? Are you going to get red? Are you going to get the extra search? I got green, thankfully. But I was going up to the customs agent and I heard him yell, like, get off the phone in Spanish. I know that in customs you can't speak on the phone.
Right.
So I assumed that he was yelling at the person behind me who was talking on the phone. I was sending a text to the driver who was picking me up to make sure that he was there. I didn't realize he was yelling at me.
Awkward.
And so I get up to the front and he basically starts speaking to me in Spanish. I don't know how to respond, but I understand that he basically tells me, you are going to be fined. It is illegal. You're not allowed to be on your phone. And I kind of just stood there because I don't know how to respond in Spanish. And he said, do you speak Spanish? And I said, no. And so he said, okay, well, I'm going to say it in English. You are going to be fined. Did you not understand me when I said that? And I said, no, I didn't. because quick thinking.
Right.
And then he said, okay, well, next time, now you know, and you can go.
Did you say, oh my God, I'm so sorry?
I said, I'm so sorry. I don't speak Spanish. I didn't realize. So lesson learned.
Perfect. That's your lesson.
That's my lesson. Don't use your phone at the customs line. And then, yeah, my high was I got to go to Mexico and I had the best time. And my low was I wasn't trapped in customs for many hours. And I
Yeah.
feel lucky about that.
Were you embarrassed when he was yelling at you in front of everybody?
Well, I didn't realize he was yelling at me, so no.
So the lesson is just live in your own world.
Yeah, exactly. Live in the clouds.
So you were new to customs etiquette.
I was new to customs etiquette.
Okay, well, guys, learn from
exactly.
Alexa's lesson that you shouldn't text. You should, all hands on deck during
Yeah,
customs.
Pay attention.
Pay attention. Hands inside the vehicle at
all
times. All right. Well, let's get what everyone is here for.
Yeah,
Kind of new to breakups.
Bum, bum, bum. This is
Oh.
honestly my most enjoyed topic to talk about.
I feel like this is what every woman loves to talk about, going through it when you're out of it. Do men talk about their breakups?
I don't think so, because
They should.
think about the times you were in a relationship where someone you knew got broken up with or went through a breakup, and I would always ask my partner what happened. And they would say, I don't know, they just broke up. And it's like, you were on the golf course together for 6 hours.
Right.
You don't know
They just
why they broke up?
decompartmentalize the entire thing.
Yeah, I think men just don't talk about it.
Well, we're going to talk about it
Yeah.
because, well, before we even talk about it, let's
Yeah.
just break it down. You say you're going through a breakup. Everyone's like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. Can we just rewind and talk about the fact that there are so many different types of breakups?
Yeah.
It's not just like a one breakup fits all.
No.
We have the situationship breakup. We have the
Adult relationship breakup.
That's where we're at.
Yeah.
We have breaking off an engagement.
Oof.
We have a divorce.
Yeah.
And then obviously we have like the young love breakup too.
Which is painful as well.
Painful, but we're past that.
Yeah.
So we're not going to go through that.
No. Years behind us.
Yeah. We've made it through that.
Yeah.
We're tackling new types of breakups.
We are.
So let's get into situationship breakups first, because I feel like I'm going to have a hot take here. Situationship breakups are so widely coveted, I want to say. These hurt.
I've actually never been through a situationship breakup.
You've never been in a situationship?
I've been in a situationship, but there was never a breakup. It just kind of died out on its own, or I pulled away and went into a real relationship. So it was just assumed that the situationship was done.
And that's probably the healthiest way to go about it.
Yeah.
And I think that there are no real situationship breakups, black and white. For me, I'm not going to lie, I don't think situationship breakups are that bad, because I think the pain, the suffering, the tumultuous nature of the situationships are the torture themselves. I'm going through those feelings of breakup, anxiety, sadness, distance while I'm with the person.
Yeah.
Right when I say bye to them after hanging out.
And then you hang out again and you'd go through it again.
Yeah.
It's a vicious cycle.
It's those 2 hours we're hanging out. Amazing. Cloud 9. Everything I ever wanted. You're the love of my life.
Yeah.
It's the second you say bye, that's when, I'm breaking up for 4 days until I see you again.
Yeah. But you don't know. You have no idea, because it's a situationship. You could see them again. You could never see them
Which is part of the breakup. You're like,
Yeah.
holy shit, that might be the last time I've ever seen them. And so I find it the hardest. I find the actual relationship part worse than the breakup. For me, when I've broken up with situationships, it's when I finally saw clarity and thought, I'm free now. Cut this shit off. Boy, bye. Bye. I was listening to that Ariana Grande song before we came here to get myself in the mood.
Ariana.
But do you agree?
Yes. I mean, for me, a situationship breakup was not something I've really dealt with, but I do agree with you. When you're seeing someone and it's casual, you really just never know when you're going to see them again.
Yeah.
One day you're in love, the next day
you're a ghost.
Boy, bye.
But definitely chime in if you disagree with me. I know that might be a hot take, because a lot of people feel like the situationship ending has taken them out. Yeah. And I've been there, but for me, it's when we're together, it takes me out.
I get it.
So let's move on.
Yes.
To adult relationship breakups.
Yeah. So you're going through a breakup. We're going to be real and raw here, which is what we promised.
Yeah.
You are going through a breakup.
I am.
Are you okay, first and foremost?
Am I okay? I'm okay right now. And I think that's the theme of the adult relationship breakups. let me get into this.
Yeah.
Let me get comfortable in our place. I think with an adult relationship, again, like we were saying before, there's many types. There's, a quote unquote good breakup where you mutually break up due to the fact that it's not working for whatever reason, either a circumstance you can't control or you're not compatible. There's communication issues. It's just not the end all be all. And you mutually know that. So you come to a conclusion together.
I would actually argue that breakup, even though it is mutual, is the most painful out of all breakups.
Really?
Yes.
Well, that's great. Because
Sorry.
that's the type I'm going through right now versus the type where you get cheated on or
Yeah.
your boyfriend breaks up with you out of nowhere.
Then you have a reason to hate them.
Mm-hmm.
And that hate is fuel, and I think it makes you feel better. Whereas a mutual breakup, you guys still love each other. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm really, really just digging the knife in right now, aren't I?
Yeah. And so this is my first real adult breakup relationship that I've been through. I was single for a very long time before getting into my previous relationship. And it was something that I wanted so badly, but I wasn't chasing it anymore because I was so content with my life. And I thought, when I get into a relationship, it's going to be it because I spent so much time on myself, because I've gone through all these situationships. And so when my previous relationship came into my life so unexpectedly, I was over the moon. I was like, this is it.
It's meant to be.
All the circumstances were completely stacked against us, and I didn't give a shit. And neither did he. And I was like, wow, we're mutually in it to win it, which was also a feeling I've never had before. So I was just
That's
like,
adult.
it was very adult.
It's mature.
It was mature. I was just like, wow, we're on the same team. We had, outside noise, don't care about your opinion. Like, we got this. And things happened in my life. I went through a tough time. He went through a bunch of transitions, and ultimately we mutually came to the conclusion that maybe this isn't the right thing right now. Always adding in the right now to really put some like sugar coating on it.
I think it makes it easier in the moment, but I am such a believer in the right person will be the right time. And I don't believe in when people say like, you are my person, but it's just not the right time.
Mm-hmm.
I don't necessarily believe that. And that might be a controversial take as well.
So how do you feel then about people who, date, break up, and then in another era of their life find each other again? You don't believe in that?
I think
Not even for me. Like, I'm genuinely curious because that does happen.
I think that in that case, they're typically, I mean, it really does depend, but typically they are a different person at that phase, right? I think that usually when someone does get back together, when people do get back together, it's because they've done some work on themselves or they've done something where they're coming back together and it now works. And so I do think people can get back together, and if that's the case, that's a different conversation. But I think that when you're going through a breakup and the person says, you're my person, it's just not the right time, then I don't agree with that.
That wasn't even said. Great.
Oh.
For me, but I understand what you're saying.
Yeah.
So the thing is with this good breakup,
yeah,
when you're making this decision to break up with someone because of mutual like respect, understanding, love, but the situation just doesn't permit you to be together or what have you, at least for me, I thought in the moment, like, great. Everyone's like, wow, you're handling this so amazing. I'm like, yeah, well, I'm a rational person.
Yeah. Like, I'm fine.
I've been in therapy for years. I know what's best for me and I'm going to be great. And so I went through with that decision and came back to LA. I had an ant infestation. I'm starting
that
up
haunts
this new
you.
that haunts
the
me
ant infestation that haunts you.
haunts me to this new day. To this
To this
day.
new day.
To this new day where
Brand
I don't
new
have
world. Okay.
Yeah, I just was going through a lot and I didn't really process my breakup because it wasn't top of mind for me, which I'm like, well, that says a lot. I was telling myself, I'm not even thinking about my breakup. Apparently I'm going through a breakup. Who would have remembered? It was only when my life started to kind of calm down that I got hit with a ton of bricks about the breakup, which really caught me by surprise because I just was like, wait, I thought I was good. What's happening? What is this feeling so sudden and new? So sudden and kind of new. I have no idea. And it's kind of put me on my ass a little bit. at times that I don't expect. I can be having the best day ever. I'll get home, sit on my couch, and all of a sudden be depressed and start crying.
Healing from a breakup is not linear. I learned that very quickly.
And I've never known that.
Yeah. It's a roller coaster of emotions. Minutes you're fine, other minutes you're down bad.
It's really
Jarring.
humbling, honestly, because I want to be strong and I want to be amazing. And I think it confused me being so sad. It made me kind of go into a place of, do I regret this?
Did I make the right decision?
Did I make the right decision?
We make the right decision because it's mutual.
Right. Like, wait, hello, ex-boyfriend, are you still on that page? Are you where I'm at? Because I know you've been going through this for 2 weeks, but I'm checking in now. Tap in, are you over it? Please tell me you're not. Because you can't be over it while I'm still in it. And then, with the positive, quote unquote, breakups, you're still talking. Not every day, but there's respect
mutual
each other.
Positive discourse.
Exactly. A lot of discourse. And part of me is like, why is our discourse even better when we're broken up than when we were?
Because there's no pressure of trying to make it work.
I know, but I'm like, I love this discourse.
Oh.
Can we do this real? Let's bring this back.
Let's pretend discourse into a relationship.
Right. And so that's kind of something I've just been currently facing and actually figuring out in real time. And it's confusing to me. It's something I don't have the answers about.
We've been moving through, I say we as in I am her support in this because we're together every day. We've been moving through your grieving process because it's all part of it.
Mm-hmm. Where would you say I'm at?
Well, if I had to diagnose you.
Diagnose me, please. I would love a good diagnosis.
I think you're doing well.
Really?
Yeah. Last week was difficult, but I think we're on the up and up.
Yeah, I did spend some time this weekend partying. I did spend some time this weekend crying. It's the crying that makes you doubt where you're at.
But the crying is you getting it all out and releasing the emotions. I cried a lot in my breakup.
So how do you not trick yourself? And for people listening too, how do you not trick yourself when you are down bad, missing them, that this is not an indication that you made the wrong decision, that this is just an indication of what?
I think you have to trust your gut and understand that the grief process is just a part of it, and have confidence in your decision. And if it is meant to be, it will find its way back in due time. As it should.
Do you believe in talking to your exes or going cold turkey?
I go no contact. That's actually something new for me. I guess I'll talk about my breakup. I went through a breakup last spring. It was one of the harder breakups. It was the first time I'm saying it out loud. This is actually something I used to be scared to say out loud because I thought that it was a judgment of my character. We've never talked about this. I thought that it was a judgment of my character by saying this, but I was dumped. Fully dumped, blindsided, had no idea it was coming, and I was afraid to tell people that.
How does it feel to say it?
It feels good. I'm going to scream it from the rooftops. I was dumped. Just kidding.
I've been dumped. I've been dumped.
Woo!
Woo! Dump sister.
Dump sister. That was the first time for me. But it's okay. It was for the better, let me tell you.
Yeah, what was that like?
It was really hard. I definitely value communication in relationship and in relationships in general. In general, I value communication in relationships in particular. And I think that being so blindsided, after I really realized that I kind of wore a rose-colored lens throughout the entire relationship, it was at the end of a pretty rough 3 years in my life. And I think I was just so desperate to grab on to anything because I was a sinking ship. And I anchored myself to this person. And I glamorized our relationship when it wasn't as good as I had built it up to be in my head. But
that's so relatable, though. So thank you for sharing.
It doesn't make you feel better.
No, I've been there.
Yeah.
I think everyone has.
Yeah.
Where this person is like your saving grace. It's an escape.
Totally.
So even if they fuck up, you're like, well, you're still my escape. So I'm not even going to go there with how you make me feel sometimes. So you were anchored, though. You were locked in.
I was anchored, and I was dumped the week before my birthday. and we had a trip planned, and we had a few trips planned, and it was really, really hard for me. And I had to face a lot of personal things that I don't think I realized needed to be dealt with prior, which is why I am so grateful for it, because I definitely do not think we were the right match. And I also would have never seen all of the things that I needed to see in order to work on myself if we had not broken up.
How long in between you getting broken up with and you deciding to look inward and do all this healing would you say that thought came through your brain?
Definitely not immediately. I would say, again, the process of grief. So the first couple months, I would say the first month particularly after, was horrible. I was devastated. I was crying all the time. I I was a wreck. I actually had deleted all of my social media. I deleted all of my social media for 2 months,
Mhm.
sorry. 2 days. Social media 2-day
You deleted all
cleanse
your
for
social
2
media for
months
2 months after the breakup?
after the breakup.
Because didn't you say, though, you weren't really on social during
I
your
wasn't
relationship?
on social, but I had it. I used it. I just didn't post or
Right,
interact
okay,
with
got
it.
it.
And I deleted all social media off my phone. I didn't want to see anything immediately. I deleted Instagram, TikTok. I didn't want to be tempted. I just needed a breather. And I really sat in my feelings. I was
Like,
so
were you in bed? Bedridden?
I had like friends fly out to come take care of me. I was with my family a lot. It was hard because my birthday was the next week, so everyone wanted to celebrate, and I was just it was one of, I would say, my rock bottoms, personally. But I moved through the motions, and we went no con. I say we as it was my decision because we didn't speak. I was dumped, and I just never spoke to him again.
Wow.
And that was the first time I've ever done that. In previous relationships, I've only
Like, done the respectful discourse?
respectful discourse.
Right.
In my previous relationships, I'd only ever broken up with them,
True.
or
This is your first time to being dumped.
yeah, or it was mutual.
So when you got broken up with, immediately, were you just so enraged that you said, "I will never speak to this person again"? Like,
No, I
what
actually
caused you
thought that I
no
would. I wrote a lot. I wrote a lot of letters that I thought I would send, and I never did.
letters in your phone or on paper?
Both.
Oh.
Both. And I never oh my goodness.
It's
I
giving,
went
like,
through if you look
Princess in
through
her tower.
if you look through my drawer from my journal drawer from last year, I think I went through 3 or 4 full moleskin journals within a 3-month period. I've
Wow.
never written more in my life. I was writing short stories. I was writing
Short
journaling.
stories?
I was just writing
Oh my
everything I
God.
could. I was oozing thoughts and feelings.
Good and this is before you had TikTok.
Ooh,
So-
imagine if I had TikTok. Honestly, for the better.
I can kinda see that. You have a lot to say. You make a lot of TikTok. So if you didn't have social media, of course you were writing it down.
And I was so insecure about being dumped that there was no world in which I was talking about it. I
Mhm.
had to heal from it. So I would say, to answer your question earlier, I spent the first 2 months heartbroken, healing, grieving, crying, just spending time with my close friends and family, really just numbing out and
Mhm.
moving through the motions. I wasn't partying, I wasn't going out. I was just trying to get through every day.
Aw.
It was bad. And then I became obsessed with this idea of healing.
Mhm.
And we talked about this a little bit on Dialed In.
Yeah.
I went down a rabbit hole of meditating, journaling, hypnotist, astrologer, psychic. I was meditating twice a day, everything I possibly could. And then after that,
Sorry, guys. Our camera just turned off. It's okay.
I kind of became so obsessed with
Should I
that.
turn it back on?
If you'd like to.
Yeah, I'll just turn it back on.
Okay.
It's okay. We're still here. We're living large. We'll edit this in. Go on. Go on. So, while we're at it, let me just invite us to see if we can invite each other to
Okay.
co-host. This is a live show, you guys. We do what we got to do out here, you know?
So
You became obsessed with journaling.
I became obsessed with healing so much that I actually wasn't healing. I was so in the mode of healing that I was avoiding doing what I actually needed to do.
Which was
Heal. And
She
which
was
was
healing.
heal.
She was healing so much she didn't heal.
Exactly. And from that point, I went on a trip. I distracted myself. I kind of forced myself to have fun.
Mhm.
I met new friends. I made new friends. And I just released everything. Everything I was holding on to, all these practices I'd built. And eventually I came to working on myself and I circled back to myself.
Was there a point where you thought, "Oh, wait, I've healed so much, I haven't thought about my ex"?
Yeah, pretty early in my
Okay,
healing process.
that's good.
Yeah, I mean, naturally, we have a lot of overlap and people love to talk. So,
If you love to talk, leave a comment. We wanna know what's going on.
people love to talk. So, I often get unwarranted information, which then, of course,
Yeah,
brings up some sort of
do
conversation.
you feel as though, like, you're 100% over that relationship now,
Yeah, 100%.
even when you get the information?
Yes.
That's beautiful.
Yeah. And
Good.
here's the one thing I will say. The way that I was broken up with, I don't know if I will ever be over that. I think as beautiful as it was and as much as it s- kind of launched me down the path
Mhm.
that I'm on now, which I'm so grateful for, it was so traumatizing and so triggering on some of my older trauma wounds that while I'm extremely over my ex, I don't know if I will ever fully be over what he did to me and
Mhm.
how he handled the situation.
I hear that, and that's something I was thinking about today about, I'm going through this mutual relation like, kind, respectful breakup,
Yeah.
which you said that's so hard. But that to me is hard right now, but later will actually be comforting. Whereas what you went through, you're like, "Well, fuck you. I'm gonna get over you to spite you," and that's easier in the moment, but now it's left you with maybe a shred of pain.
Yeah, a wound.
Yeah, a wound.
A wound that was already there and was retriggered.
Right, but you've learned through your healing how to cope
That
with it.
yeah, and that it doesn't exactly affect me or how I feel about myself or future relationships.
Good, so I hope that that helps someone listening.
Yeah. If you have questions about that or you want us to discuss more,
Right,
please let us
and if you're
know.
going through, like, a mutual respectful discourse relationship like me, I'm with you. Everyone's like, "Oh, that sounds so dandy." It's actually not.
It's hard because you have so much love for one another,
Mhm,
and it gets better. I have a friend.
and
I
maybe we
have
we
an
can
ex.
be friends later.
I have an ex that I'm friends with now, and we dated in college for a while. We broke up 10 years ago, and
10 years, I'll see ya.
well, we stayed friends. We mutually broke up. I would say the year after was a little messy, but
Mhm,
we stayed friends, and we are friends now.
good.
So,
I
it's
love that.
possible.
Okay, well, we can always do a part 2 about this because
I feel like we could talk about this for days.
there's so many ways, we can get into it, but should we do our next topic? Our
We
next segment?
shall.
Okay, so for our next segment, this is called "What Do We Do?"
Kinda new.
I love this topic, this segment. Basically, we ask questions every Tuesday on our Instagram story at Kinda New Here Show that has to do with what we're talking about this episode. So we asked on our Instagram story yesterday, what's something that you didn't expect to happen during your breakup era? And we got some really good answers. So let's dive
Go through
in.
them.
Okay, so the first one, you want to read it?
They said, having no idea who the fuck I am.
That,
I really, really align with.
tell me more.
That is exactly what happened to me. I completely lost my identity in the relationship. And when we broke up, I had no idea who I was at all. I
So
had spent,
scary.
it's the scariest feeling. I had spent my whole year pretty much or less, but traveling with the person, doing what they wanted, spending time with their friends. And I put a lot of my life on hold, my career, my passions. I didn't even have passions. I didn't even know what my passions were,
Wow.
to the point where I actually remember my first therapy session. This is a moment that I think will last with me probably forever.
Mhm.
My first therapy session after my breakup, I remember crying to my therapist, saying that I felt so lost. I couldn't imagine a life without my partner. And I said I didn't know myself. I didn't know anything about myself. And she said, "Okay, well, let's start with something easy. What's your favorite food?"
Mm.
And I couldn't answer.
Wow.
I could not answer. My ex was, this is so crazy. My ex was allergic to nuts. So my brain went straight to, oh, well, what do I eat the most often? Like, what's a cuisine that I eat that
we ate together.
that's like nut free? I couldn't answer.
And you love peanut butter, I'm assuming.
Well, that he wasn't allergic to that, but then whatever, that's besides the point. I couldn't answer it, and it freaked me out. And then that's what spiraled my journey of finding myself and moving through the motions of healing and getting to know myself better. So you're not alone. The person who wrote in at this prompt saying that they realized that they didn't know who the fuck they were, guess what? This breakup is going to force you to learn who the fuck you are.
And you're amazing.
Yeah,
That's
you
what you
really
discover.
are amazing.
I feel like you've discovered so many things about yourself that you love this last year.
So many
And
things.
it's obvious. Like, you really are, giving out such good energy that's true to you. That, like, now I'm inspired by. We've been friends now for a few months, and like, I learned things that I wouldn't have known if they didn't come from you.
Thank you.
So you're doing a great job.
Thanks.
Okay, let's get into the next one. Something you didn't expect to happen during your breakup era. Someone said, I was fighting for a relationship I didn't even enjoy. I just didn't want it to fail. That is so honest and so relatable. I have been there. Not in my last relationship because I did enjoy it, but I would say in a lot of the situationships prior, and when I was a bit younger, my most like recent long-term relationship before the one that I just had, my ex-boyfriend was so toxic. He was horrible. We fought all the time. He was crazy, honestly.
We don't like toxic men.
We don't. And I was so young, first of all, and it was my first boyfriend. And I said to myself, like, I was always crying, always fighting. I was always embarrassed, always hiding things. But I was still there because I wanted that love so badly. I wanted to be in a relationship. I wanted a boyfriend. I wanted that, like, hang out on Fridays and do nothing together. And I didn't know any better. It was only until I got out of it that I was like, wait,
this is wrong.
Right. And then I didn't have a boyfriend for like a decade because I refused to get into a relationship
that didn't feel right.
That didn't feel right. I mean, I had to learn a lot along the way with situationships. But same thing with those situationships. When you're in them, you want them to work so badly because there's something missing that you're like, if I can fix this,
it's the fixer.
If I can fix this and I succeed. And that's not the way to be. If you need to try so hard to fix something
or fix someone,
it's not the one. So yeah, I relate to that one. You and me both, honey bunny. Okay, this one's funny. What is something that surprised you? I wanted to fuck his best friend.
Oh.
That is never happened to me. Never good.
That's not good.
That's maybe
if you want to fuck your boyfriend's best friend, then you should probably not be dating your boyfriend.
Then you probably don't like him that much.
Yeah.
Right? That's kind of a good indicator that you should break up with him if you don't like him that much.
Yes. However, if the relationship isn't going well and you find some attraction to the best friend, can you date that best friend? I don't think so.
Like, yeah, is there ever a point in which you
hear so many stories of people who end up dating their ex's best friend?
I know. So it's like, at what point do you break up? At what point do you start dating each other? It's never clean.
No.
It reminds me of those younger friend groups.
Life is messy.
It's true. I'm so messy and I'm too fucking clean. It reminds me of those young friend groups where people are super, super tight-knit, girls and guys together. I'd say it's like more of a college era where you're kind of all, hooking up with each other. It's kind of like Tell Me Lies. Do you watch that show?
I love Tell Me Lies.
It's very like...
It's triggering for me, though.
Me too. I don't really watch it that much. But I've never really been in that situation except for when I was younger. It's like me and my friends at this point are all Eskimo sisters. We've all hooked up with the same guy at some point in time throughout like high school, college era.
That happens less as an adult.
As an adult, I would say if you're thinking about fucking your guy's best friend, it ain't the one. Or girl, of course. If you're thinking about fucking your girlfriend's friend, you should go seek help.
Your partner's friend.
As a girl, just maybe don't date him. As a guy, fuck you. Sorry, said it. But yeah, I mean, I find sometimes like the guys you're dating, there's always one of his friends you find cute, right?
Yeah, it's the friend. It's always the friend that you want to set up with your friends. When you have those single friends where they're always coming up to you and saying, "Does your partner have any friends?"
Yeah, that's me.
Any single friend?
I'm so that friend.
And then you always want to set them up with the one friend that is cute.
Right.
And you would maybe date in another life.
Okay, that's the respectful way.
Yeah.
Okay, let's get to the next one. Something that surprised you during your breakup era. Someone said on our Instagram story, he moved on very quickly with someone I knew. So that's kind of similar to what we were
That's
just.
hard.
Yeah, that's.
Is it
so
someone
rough.
you knew in terms of in passing or someone you were friends with together? Because I have someone that's happened to me actually.
Mm.
Oh my God, I completely forgot that that's happened to me.
And how did that go?
Well, I would say there's a difference. If someone goes and hooks up with someone after you break up with someone you know in passing, that's happened to me a lot actually. I have an ex who has hooked up with,
I think that
girls
happens.
after
I think that
that I
happens
knew.
more when you still live in your hometown. Like,
No, it happens here. I mean, this
well,
is my hometown.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like,
But he's not from
it
here.
does happen here, but you've lived here your whole life. That it's bound to happen that someone you've dated will go on to date someone else that you
I see what
know.
you're saying because I live
Do you know
here
what I
and I know a
mean?
lot of
So like you
people.
have a bigger chance of that happening.
I see what you
versus
mean.
me, I can date someone here and then they'll date someone new. I'm like, who the fuck is that?
I actually have an ex-girlfriend who dated. This is a saga
An
that I will
ex-girlfriend,
tell.
as in a girl you dated?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm
like,
bi for anyone here who doesn't know that.
Ooh.
I have an ex-girlfriend that currently dates a friend of someone who was a friend of ours.
And are you
after
still
it
friends
broke
with
up.
this person?
No.
Right. You got to kind of move on. But that really hurts. That really sucks. And just know, I'm always like, if you're going to date someone that I was friends with, or you better get married.
Mhm.
Because otherwise, F you.
Yeah.
Like, go get married.
If
it's
they
true
get
love,
married,
oh, bets
by
are
all
off.
means.
If you get married, you
you're meant to
deserve it.
be.
Right. I can't argue with the law of love.
The law of love.
I can't. Last one that we got on our Instagram story is someone said, I became a cook.
Cute.
That's really cute.
Learn a new hobby, learn a new passion, learn a new
skill. Well,
skill.
It's like what you were saying. You kind of had no idea who you were when your breakup happened. And so how would you have known if you were even good at cooking?
I actually became more of a cook after my breakup because I got comfortable cooking for the two of us. I would cook occasionally, not often, but I would cook occasionally. And then when we broke up, I missed that. And so I started cooking for myself, whereas before I used to order in so much more.
Mm-hmm.
So.
I would say, like, in my breakup right now, I mean, before going into my relationship, I spent so much time alone that I had all of these hobbies that I developed and was working on. And I would say a lot of my relationship, not that I put them on hold, but they weren't, I wasn't spending as much time because a lot of it was communicating with my boyfriend who didn't even live here. So I spent a lot of time doing that, which took away from my hobbies, my goals, things that and not in a, I don't resent that, but it's just the truth. And since being broken up, I have had a lot more energy to go back to those things that I originally loved and was doing on an everyday basis.
You're also long distance, so you're traveling.
Yeah.
Which is...
That's love.
That's love.
Yeah.
And it takes up time.
It does. Well, we love those. We love kind of new segments like that. We're going to ask questions every single week.
Are there any questions? Should we open it up?
Yeah, let's open it up.
Yeah. On all of our lives, are there any questions that you guys
and also
have?
like you guys can answer that question. What is something surprising that you went through during your breakup era that maybe you didn't expect? For me, it was being sad. I know it seemed uninspired,
What? Was that English?
I get a little nervous sometimes. I don't know. I think that works.
I'm kind of blind, so I can't see.
Right. We want to hear from you, but also you guys know we're doing this live. But that way you can always message us on our Instagram at Kinda New Here Show. We're going to ask those questions every single week. Again, we will do new topics every week. I think before we go, we should just kind of say like something that we thought we would know by now about breakups.
I think that they never get easier. They really don't.
Right.
I think you learn each time how to cope with a breakup
Mm-hmm.
better than you did before. I think you develop skills, but I don't think it gets easier.
I think that's really comforting, but also really terrifying to hear because as I said earlier in the show, this is my first real adult breakup. And I'm like, I don't want to go through this again. I don't want to do it again. which I don't think it makes me hesitant to get into another relationship. If anything, after being in one, I think, wow, I can't wait to have that again. But it's like it's that naive thought of if I'm getting into one, we can never break up. And I'm sure everyone thinks that. You think that when you get married and half the people get divorced. So I guess what I think is that if you're gonna it's okay to break up. That's really
Breakups are a portal.
oh.
Breakups are a portal to your better self, to growth, to learning, to all the things. So breakups aren't bad. The emotions and the grieving that come with breakups are sad.
They
But
hurt.
they aren't bad.
They aren't. Well, I think it's time for us to
Wrap up.
break up with this episode.
Oof.
You think?
I don't know. I kind of feel like it's run its course, maybe.
I agree. This week we were kind of new here.
And next week we'll be kind of new to something else.
You should follow us at all of our platforms. Kind of New Here Show on Instagram, kinda.new.here on TikTok. And you can listen if you missed this episode, if you only joined in halfway through, it will be available to listen back to anywhere you listen to your podcasts. And yeah, we had so much fun. And I'm
talking about breakups.
Yeah, I feel healed.
I feel healed. We're healing.
We're healing. We're living. We're learning. We're loving.
Make sure to like and subscribe.
Like and subscribe. We appreciate it. We're going to get these TikToks up and running for next week. We appreciate everyone's patience because we're all kind of new here.
And we're just figuring it out together.
Love you.
Bye.
Bye. Ending all lives. Is it ended on my TikTok? Bye.